Welcome to the great steak experiment, my friends. 3 ribeye steaks, perfectly seasoned with Hay Grill Hay beef rub, cooked on 3 different grills. We're gonna end today with a blind taste test to see if we really do have a flavor preference. I believe you can cook a fantastic steak on whatever type of grill you have, but I want to see if there's one that's like a favorite. I think part of making great barbecue is figuring out what you like and what your family likes, and I think a steak experiment is a great way to have a little bit of fun. So let's do it. I've got 3 identical boneless ribeyes, and I say identical, which is actually impossible, but these 3 were cut from the same primal, so they're as close to identical as they can get. We do know they came from the same cow. They're the same thickness. We're gonna season them on all sides with the Hay Grill Hay beef seasoning. You can grab this from my store, haygrillhay.com/store, or the link will be in the video description. It's basically a super zhuzhed salt and pepper. It's good on everything. Let's talk about how we're gonna cook these steaks. Obviously, we're doing them on 3 different grills. However, we're gonna try and replicate the method on each one of them so they're as similar as possible. We're gonna be using the reverse sear method, which means we bring them up slowly in temperature to start, and when they get about to our target temperature, we give them a high heat, hot and fast sear right at the very end to get all of that crunchy char on the outside and keep that beautiful medium rare doneness on the inside. So let's talk about our players. First up is the Rectech RT 1250. We've got this set at 250 degrees. We're gonna let it give that slow rise in temperature while it's giving smoke. The pellet grill is already indirect, so this one's gonna be a little bit unique. We're gonna smoke it first, take the steak off, then crank up the temperature as high as this grill will go for that hot and fast final sear. Next up we have the classic Weber kettle. Now this is set up for 2-zone cooking, meaning there's no heat on one side of the grill, high heat on the other side of the grill. So we'll start the steaks on the indirect heat side when they're almost to that target temperature, move them over to the direct heat side for that final sear. Last up is our Camp Chef Apex gas grill. A lot of people have gas grills at home, so let's put it to the test. We are using 2 of the burners that are turned on. That's gonna be our high heat zone. The rest of them are off. So that'll give us our low temperature zone to start, hot and fast sear over the direct heat at the very end. Another thing that we're using to attempt to keep our results as consistent as possible are grill grates. We're putting these on each of the grills for the final sear. Grill grates are made from hard anodized aluminum, and they have this flat part on bottom. It'll give us some really nice sear marks, consistent across each grill, and it'll help prevent flare-ups on like the propane grill and the charcoal grill, for example. I've got my IR thermometer to test temperatures. We're gonna try and get each of the cool zones as consistent in temperature as possible, and hopefully our cook times will be really similar. All my grill grates are clocking close to 250, as close as I can get them, which works for me. I'm gonna pop these steaks on, close the lids, and come back in about 15 minutes and give them a flip so we get that even cook on both sides. "15 minutes in, I'm gonna give each of these a flip and just do a quick preliminary temp check to make sure we're all moving in the same direction. Preliminary temp checks are looking good. Our pellet and our gas grills are actually running really close, really similar in temperature. Our charcoal grill seems to be running a little bit hotter, so that's why time is always a guideline, but temperature is really what you're clocking everything against. So I have a feeling that our charcoal grill is going to be the first one that comes off. When each of these hits 125, I'm gonna pull them onto my baking sheet, let them rest for a minute, and get grill grates on each of our grills and crank those temperatures up as high as we can get them for that final sear. Charcoal is ready. Waiting on the other 2 so we can get those grill grates on. Steaks are all cooked to rare currently. Every grill is heating up to as high as I can get it to go with those grill grates on there. Each steak is gonna go back onto those grill grates for just a couple minutes per side for that high heat finished sear, and then it will be time for the taste test. Okay, here's the rundown for the final sear on these steaks. The grill grates on each are about 450 degrees. We're gonna put the steaks on one direction for 45 seconds, and then after 45 seconds, move them 45 degrees so we get those beautiful hash marks. Flip them and repeat on the other side. So each steak should be on the grill grates for a grand total of 3 minutes is all it's gonna take. All 3 steaks are off the grill. That means it's time to cut them up and introduce our judges. Before we bust into these, let's do a quick chat about appearances because I think that matters. Now, I don't think our judges will be able to tell a difference based on how they look, but I do think it's worth noting. Our pellet grill steak has definitely a rosier color. That red kind of mahogany smoke is hitting the outside. It also has the least pronounced grill marks. That's just, I think, because they couldn't get quite as hot as they can over the direct heat of the charcoal or the gas grill. Our charcoal has the next, you can kind of see some pink around the outside. The gas grill, honestly, you just get that kind of brown charred, none of that pink smokiness. But the grill marks look amazing. Beyond that, I think they look fantastic. I don't think our judges will be able to tell a difference. So I'm gonna cut them open. Let's see what they look like on the inside, and then let's give them a taste test. I think the doneness on each of these looks perfect. A beautiful rosy pink medium rare. It's time for our judges to come out. Spoiler alert, the judges are my kids, which might seem unfair, but also my kids have probably eaten more ribeye than maybe any other kids ever. So I actually think they're gonna be very fair judges. They have no idea which was which. Only you know. Pellet, charcoal, gas. We'll see which one reigns supreme. Okay guys, here's the rundown. 3 steaks, cooked exactly the same way, but on different grills. Now you don't have to tell me which one is which. I'm just gonna have you eat a piece of each, ask you which one is your favorite, and you're gonna raise your hand for which one is the best. That's all. So eat one of each. Okay. Raise your hand if this steak was your favorite. We got 1. Raise your hand if this middle steak was your favorite. The other 4. You lose. And this one on the end, no favorites either. All right, thank you guys so much for your judging. You're free to grab one more piece with you as you go.
Can I ask which one is which?
Oh, yes, of course. Pellet grill, classic charcoal, gas grill.
Yep. Charcoal. Classic charcoal.
100%. Well, you guys lined up perfectly with the voters in my Instagram reel. So congratulations on your success. You are all correct.
Yeah.
Okay, have fun. Thank you. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. I have to see if they're right. Listen. They're all really good. I side with the children. When we did this experiment the first time, charcoal was my favorite as well. So it was really fun to do this on a larger scale. Do this with the kids. Like I said, I did a reel about this, and almost complete unanimousness in the comment section that charcoal was the hands down favorite. Honestly, it tastes like the steaks that I grew up eating. It tastes like home, it tastes like my childhood, tastes like the classic steak. And if I'm throwing down one, it's probably gonna be this charcoal steak for the win. That was a really fun experiment. I'm glad you guys hung out for the ride. I hope you give an experiment like this a try at your own house. You can figure out what you like and what your family likes. Obviously, My kids, my family, we're charcoal steak people, so that's probably what we're gonna keep doing. Thanks for checking us out. I hope you subscribe to our channel if you want more barbecue and grilling recipes and videos that will help you become a backyard barbecue hero. We'll see you next time. Yeah, charcoal all day.